volunteer area, the area that our volunteers check in when they first get to the shelter, is right across from my office. And we typically always have an animal out and about. We have animals in pretty much every office, and we let them kind of have free reign of the volunteer space. So one of the things I love is when I'm sitting at my desk and I hear a volunteer come in and they're, talking to the animals that are in the room and turn on the baby talk, and it's just so clear how much how passionate they are about animals, and how patient and caring they are with every animal that they encounter here at the shelter.
I've been a volunteer at the Alexandria Animal Shelter for about 5 years. After I retired, my wife saw that I was in my office all the time on the computer, and she says, "That's not good. You need to find something to do." So we've had dogs our whole life, so it was suggested, why don't you come out here and volunteer. So I've been doing that now for 5 years. Started out working with the dogs in their kennels and walking them, and now I train other new volunteers and one of the mentors, and also work with the behavioral staff, which I really love, with the dogs that have major behavioral issues, whether it's high anxiety or fearfulness or other issues like that, which makes it more difficult to get them adopted. This is Zoe. She's about a 2-year-old terrier mix, and she came to our shelter as a transfer from another shelter down near Richmond, Virginia. And when the medical staff examined her, they found out that she had heartworm, and she had a tick disease, and that she was high anxiety. And what we're trying to do is do some relaxation exercises with her to try to keep her calm. Sit. Yes. Good girl. So I'm just trying to get her to, Zoe, come here. Sit. Wait. Yes. That's.
I'm not sure if community lodgings could operate if we didn't have volunteers. Or if we did operate, it would be at such a small level. There would be so many people in our community who we couldn't serve, who need our services. We are so dependent on them, and they are so good, and they love what they do. They are the reason that we can help up to 300 kids and the families in the Alexandria area. They are the reason that we can help 12 families through transitional housing. They're the reason that community lodgings does the good work that it does.
Volunteers are the heart of Alexandria. It means just like a human heart. Volunteers are what keeps us going. Community lodgings could not do what it does without volunteers. We would simply stop working, just like as if our hearts stopped.
I've been volunteering with community lodgings for a little over 3 years. I come here 3 or 4 afternoons a week after school to help the kids with their homework. I like the program because it's very focused on each child's specific needs, and that I think is really important, and we get a lot of bang for the buck by doing it that way. The kids are very motivated. It's great to see their faces and how hard they're working and how excited they get about, when that light bulb goes off and they get a new concept. The staff is tremendous. The teachers here are very supportive. They have your back. It's my reason to get up in the morning. I think there's a Japanese word for that, ikigai. This is my reason to get up in the morning.
For many, the holidays is often a joyful time, but some of our families here in Alexandria, when they start to think about the holiday season, it becomes stressful and sad because they think I might not be able to provide Christmas gifts for my loved ones. So that's where holiday sharing comes into play. I believe holiday sharing goes back almost 20 years here in Alexandria, and it takes about over 150 volunteers to make the program possible, from the start in October all the way up to distribution day. I know holiday sharing couldn't run without volunteers. Without volunteers, there would be no holiday sharing.
I got involved with the holiday sharing program by pretty much Googling online. I have a personal experience with this. There was a program very similar to the holiday sharing program where I lived down in Falls Church, and they kind of did the same thing like the holiday sharing program. And till this day, I'm 29 years old, and that is by far the best Christmas. Is there something like this in Alexandria? That's where I live, so I found this, did it for the first year, fell in love with it, and now I've been doing it for 6 years in a row. I love helping the families because I know how it was in the other end. You get to play Santa's little helper, pretty much. And you're pretty much helping out a family in need. And during the holidays, that's what it's mainly all about, giving back, helping out. And so this has now been like a tradition for me. I do it every October, and it's something I look forward to every year. It's a great, warm, welcoming like environment here. They make you feel like you're almost a part of this family, this volunteering family. So it's something that I'm going to continue to do for many, many years.
The Northern Virginia Fine Arts Association, which runs the Athenaeum, relies heavily on volunteers. Volunteers staff our gallery during gallery hours. They greet visitors, give out information on the exhibit and the history of the building, and sometimes they also help us staff performing arts events. We're really looking to develop a community.
So I got involved with the Athenaeum because I really love art, and I live really close by here in the Old Town area. I really appreciate the different exhibits that they have here. I volunteer as a docent here, so I really enjoy all the tours that come from all over the world pretty much to look at our local artists' art, show people around, tell them about the history of the Athenaeum. The building itself has a lot of history, and a lot of people really love that a lot, so I just like that interaction with people, and that's been what I enjoy, just being able to be in the art, telling people about the art, and just seeing people's reactions to the art. And that's one of the great things here at Old Town Alexandria.
Senior Services of Alexandria provides a number of volunteer programs for the seniors living within the city. I consider our volunteers to be the engine that drives these programs. We can have meetings and talk about the various programs that could be beneficial to the seniors in our city. However, without having the volunteers to fulfill these programs, these ideas would be for naught. So that is why I consider them to be the engine driving the train, and in this instance, the program.
But volunteers here at Computer Corps do everything. They teach, they get computers donated, they refurbish our computers, they run our tutoring program, they run our communications department. All of Computer Corps is a volunteer-driven organization.
I try to help my classmates because most of them does not speak English or very little English, and it is that reading directions and following directions is mostly difficult for them. So after the semester, I asked Mr. Hunt, can I volunteer? I am not very good in computer, but at least I can translate. So that's what I have been doing. I've been translating because I know how it feels, how difficult it is, and how frightening it is really for the first timers to touch computers, to learn the basics. So I kind of ease their mind that it's gonna be okay. It's a little bit at a time, and then I keep doing it. And I think it's also a compliment to the teacher when you pay back what they did to you.
Sometimes I'm asked at Computer Corps, if we gave you $300,000, $500,000, would you replace your volunteers with paid staff people? And my answer always is, no way. It's a joy to come to work every morning and know I'm working with consenting adults. All of our volunteers are here because they want to be. All of our students are here because they want to be. There is no way that money could buy that level of expertise and passion that comes to Corps through our volunteers.